update on Illumino?
Nothing serious. That's two men kind of colliding there accidentally. He's going to do individual today. We'll see where he's at after. If he do more, do more. If not, we'll keep him out of team. But nothing serious.
Like a soreness thing?
Sore, yeah.
Soreness,
I mean, anything. Anybody Dex hits gets sore from that.
Is this what you consider it as ribs, though?
Yeah, it's kind of in the side section right here, just inadvertent, kind of hitting the side. And did tests, looked at him. He's okay. He was back in meetings yesterday, and again, he's a tough man. He's going to go out there. He wants to do some individual stuff. He's obviously sore, but we'll see where he's at after that. I don't think we'll put him in team today, but if he can do it, we'll go ahead and do it.
Do you feel kind of lucky that you maybe dodged?
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. First couple of days of practice, no pads, and you see that, you're like, damn. But everything checked out okay.
What's your thoughts on Daniel's first 11-on-11 action?
Yeah, good. We'll continue to do 11-on-11. We didn't do 7-on-7. We're not going to do much of that. We're going to do more 11-on-11 so you can feel the pocket, move. Procedure was good. Did a lot of movement and things like that. We didn't have any pre-snap penalties. Made good decisions. It's good to get him out there and feel some of the rush. Dexter's in the middle of the pocket a couple times, and he's got to move and use his legs. And I thought he did well.
That's the thinking with that. No 7-on-7 is.
Yeah, as much 11-on-11 pocket stuff, movement, instead of just standing back there without a rush. I think he did a bunch of 7-on-7 in OTAs, so we'll do more team.
Did you feel like he recovered well? That was part of the question, was how he would recover.
After the first day?
Yes.
Yeah, yep, he was good.
Dave, I know you in the past you've kind of set up your days. The idea of one day it'll be a defense. You look at the defense.
Sure.
It's third and long. The offense is probably going to struggle. Was yesterday you had the backs involved a lot? Was that part of the?
Well, no, we were working in the fringe. So, if you have some shot plays called and the defense takes it away, make sure you make a good decision, keep the ball moving forward rather than backward, so we can stay on track. And if they take it away deep, then throw it short. If you have a chance to rip it, then go ahead and rip it deep.
Brian, last year the offensive line was a bone of contention. Going in this year's camp, I know it's early. Are you doing anything with the offensive line? Was you different with the offensive head coach?
You talking about schematically or? Yeah, look, we've made adjustments throughout the off season. There's only so much you can do up front. I mean, a lot of people have the same protections and things like that, but you try to mix it up, and those guys have done a good job with the techniques. Some of the individual techniques that Carm and James have brought with them. It'll be a work in progress, just like all the positions are.
So a lot of you've had like position battles, so to speak. You've rotated like a day. Someone got the starters one day, someone else. Are you going to do that at safety and nickel?
Potentially. We'll take it one day at a time. Let those guys compete it out. Could be a little different. Maybe every 2 days, maybe one day. We'll just take it, as we go each day. We'll talk about it. But give those guys ample opportunity. Whether with their ones, the twos, or threes, they're seeing the same stuff. You can get a good evaluation off of, do they know what to do? Are they using the correct technique? Are they communicating well? That goes for every position.
Do you? Obviously, it was an early, with Jermaine and Dex. Is that something you maybe want to at least use it as a teaching moment? I mean, he didn't pummel the guy, obviously.
No, there's really not much you can do on that play. No, it was accidental contact. We had a little scheme. Dex was playing a back block. There was no back block. Jermaine was blocking here. It was accidental contact.
We saw a lot of sort of the quick game yesterday. A lot of quick stuff to your running backs, quick passes out there. How much is that something you intend to like? Is that a focus, or is that just okay? That's what we're doing on the first day to sort of ease everything in.
Well, there was a lot of intermediate and vertical stuff as well into that. I just was happy with the decisions that the quarterbacks were making based on the things that we were getting defensively. So, are there some? Yeah, there's some of that. There's some quick stuff, but there was intermediate. There was action game. There were screens. There were some RPOs. So again, you want to jam it into a coverage where everybody's playing deep. Take what they give you, keep the ball moving, stay on track, avoid sacks, avoid negative plays, playing it down and distance favorable for a play caller, for a quarterback, for an offense, and that's been a big point of emphasis.
Dave, are you deeper? This is year 3 for you and Daniel and everybody in this offense. We saw a lot of movement yesterday. Are you deeper at this point into the, I guess what you call the bells and whistles of this offense?
Well, I'd say yes, because it's the 3rd year, so you can do a little bit more each year. If it's the first year, you're not going to throw as much at them. Each year you can add a little bit more. Again, some days you might see a lot of that, some days you might not see a lot of that. This depends on how we want to attack the day. But yesterday was one of those days where we were going to move a little bit, and might be less today. Not much less, but a little bit less.
My question about Nathan Rourke. Can you have some of your impressions of him, and what is the opportunity for him?
Yeah, he's the 4th guy, so he'll get limited reps. Take advantage of the ones that he can get. He did a good job in OTA. He's picking up the system. It's always hard for that 4th quarterback relative to the reps they're going to get, because the other 3 are going to get more. But good young man, studies hard, did a nice job in OTAs. We'll just try to keep developing him.
Carter Coughlin hurt. I didn't think he's on doing team reps yesterday.
Yeah, he was working special teams. He's okay. Yeah, I'd say we pulled back a little bit, but he's not anywhere where he's not going to be out of practice. So we kind of emphasize the special teams part of him. Let's see, he'll get team today.
It's obviously very early, but what are your initial thoughts on the running backs competition?
Probably too early. Again, I talked about it yesterday. I think it's a young group. Obviously, Motor has a lot of experience with me, so he's pretty in tune to. Even though he wasn't in the system last year, he's picked it up. Young players will compete it out, and excited to see that competition.
Dave, I know we've talked about kickoff return, kickoff coverage. Are you sure that going into the training camp, everybody knows the rules? Have you?
Yeah, Gobies goes through it a bunch, but it's new. So anything that's new, there'll probably be some things we gotta adjust and correct. But it'll be, Gobi's done a good job with that unit. Happy he's here. He's really done a good job of explaining, being organized, detailed. And that's something as we get going that we're gonna have to look at and keep making adjustments. And you don't know how it's going to go early on in the year. There's you can study all the tape you want from the other leagues, but until you get going here, you're gonna have to adjust week in, week out.
Couple more. Do you plan to dedicate more practice time to it just because it is so new?
Yeah, and we'll do some stuff with with Detroit and things like that. But it's something we've talked about quite a bit. But again, it's the unknown. It's something new, and anytime there's something new in this league, there's always going to be copycat off, something that looked good. And again, we've studied a lot of the tape from the other league, but it'll be probably a work in progress, particularly early in the year for everybody.
Dave, so much time, I know you talked about this in the spring a little bit, but so much time was talked about, getting younger players ready or getting players to improve. When you look at players who feel like, they've reached a certain level in this league, a Dex, an AT, how much time is put into getting those guys beyond where they are and getting them to a level that, they really haven't reached yet?
Yeah, you're trying to improve everybody. So whether they're a really good player, those players want to keep improving. I was around the greatest player of all time, and I got to watch him work for 11 years. The dedication and the commitment and the consistency and the improvement mindset, the growth mindset that he had, everybody needs to have that. So whether it's the young players who have a lot to learn or experienced players who are pretty good players, you're always trying to improve the squad and improve the individual technique and things that they can do well.
How do you look at your secondary coming into camp? How do you look at your secondary coming through? It looks like there's a lot of competition. I mean, you have a lot of guys in the slot.
I think that's the word, Jordan. There's competition. We got a lot of practices here to kind of figure out whoever rises to the top, and like we've always said, we'll play the best guys.
Who do you want to see at that outside spot? Like who are you taking? Because it looked like Darnay is like a little more outside, maybe.
Yeah, we're using a lot of people, and again, it's day one. We'll go through these practices, as we get going through training camp. I'll have better answers for you, but let all these guys compete it out and play the best ones.